And we're live. What's up, everyone? I hope you're good. It's Tuesday, it's a nice day out there, and we're stuck in here playing with identity, obviously. I'm not stuck, I'm just kidding. I hope everyone is well. It's been a while, and today I am driving solo because my very good friend Shannon is stuck in Arizona with some awful weather. So hopefully she can get out of that and she can get back into doing what she enjoys. I think she's heading to Vegas and then from there heading home to Chicago, which is awfully cold these days. But it's the winter, so it's expected. Wow, it's been a busy day. I was doing a lot of Python stuff yesterday. What have you guys been doing? Hello from France. M. Dialogan. How do I pronounce that? M. Dialon. M. Dialon? Is that good? And San Kifi, good evening. Working, struggling with B2C conditional access as well, so hoping to learn a lot today. Well, not so much with conditional access as much as we're doing two-factor authentication with Microsoft Authenticator. So maybe the title was a little bit misleading. But if you are struggling, you do know that we have a Discord channel to help you out, right, San Kifi? Discord, bang, Discord. Join us there because this is where our support team is. A lot of people from the community are there as well. Therefore, you might be able to get a chance to interact with people. But yeah, let us know where you're stuck and what you're struggling with. Hopefully we can get you to the right support friends to help you out. Cool. People are using conditional access in B2C. This is exciting. Adding extra security on your applications for free. It's fun, right? I mean, by saying free, I mean it's all there. Yeah, feel free to do that. So, Sankifi, because that's what we're doing this for, to help the community build better apps. So you can imagine my surprise and excitement. Hey, Sean, yes, please use Discord because you do whine quite a bit on Teams. I'm just messing with you. Obviously, that's the whole point of us being here, to help you out. Yeah. Don't use Teams, use Discord so we can point you back to Teams, you know? Yeah, but there are lots of channels for communication. We have Discord, which is the primary place, and a lot of community members, almost 1,000 people now on Discord. I think we hit 800. Then you can also reach to us on Twitter. You can reach out to us via email, the45show@microsoft.com. Lots of different ways for you to help you get started. But as I was saying, I was extremely excited to find that B2C now supports two-factor authentication with Microsoft Authenticator. This was a thorny subject because people would always ask, how do we do it? How do we add two-factor authentication to our applications, and how can we use apps instead of email, or SMS, because they're less secure. Therefore, now that we added support for the Authenticator, and we can do one-time passwords, that's great. It is still in preview, I have to say that, but it doesn't really matter because once it comes out of preview, it will be available to you. MFA is exactly what I'm focusing on, so definitely paying attention. Okay, cool. Well, I haven't done it yet. In fact, I did it and then I had to take it off because I was playing yesterday with Python and B2C. And I wanted to test it, test the tokens and make sure that everything was working. And two-factor authentication was getting in the way. I was like, no, go, I don't need you, go away. So I had to disable it. So today we'll re-enable that on our B2C tenant and test the apps to make sure that 2FA with the Authenticator app works. And there are two different ways to apply that. One is via how to set up the Microsoft Authenticator. We'll look into that. One is via, I think, custom policies or conditional access. and the other one is in the flows themselves. Hey, thanks for following Justice221. That's an awesome name, Justice221. I wonder who got 220, or does 221 mean something? Was it Jump Street 21? For those of us that were born in the 80s. Yes, Jump Street 21. Yeah, so how you can enable that? You can enable it through, what does it say here? With B2C enables end users can use the Microsoft Authenticator app. Oh, 21 Jump Street. Yeah, see, I go the other way around. Yeah, I'm old. I'm not afraid to show my date of birth or my age. Select plus add account. So this is all for, or enter code manually in the Authenticator app. Select that, okay. It doesn't say how to set it up, like how to configure it, right? I think it was here. Sign in, set up multi-factor authentication. You can do it through user flows, and I think you can do it through conditional access. Yes. General availability of conditional access in B2C are prompted to enroll for MFA during sign up. If you select conditional, then you'll also need to add a conditional access to user flows. That's absolutely right. Okay, let's jump into the B2C portal and see what we can do. Bold, how you doing? Happy time zone, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening. Happy time zone. We are doing two-factor authentication with B2C today for those ones that joined late. It links to a GitHub page with policy files. Got that working within 30 minutes, worked absolutely great. There you go. Perfect. I wonder where you're struggling then, because if you manage to get that set up, then what is the problem? Portal.azure.com. Have to go through there, sign into my full tenant. And there's a way to shortcut that. I think you can do AD portal.azure.com and then pass the GUID or the domain name. Do you still need a P2 license for CA to work? That is a great question. I don't know. Do you? My B2C should not have a, oh, it is a preview one. Okay. So it's a P1 for me, not a P2. And I can see conditional access there. So let's jump into it. But we can definitely find out. Just P1, but bit risky. Is a P2. Okay. Thanks, TeamStock. See, usually I would let Shannon drive this one because this is more on her wheelhouse. She's more on the IT pro, IT admin configuration settings here. But I will do my best to not let her down while she's away. Now, we have user flows, and then I have my standard user flow that I use most of the time. And in here under properties, you can decide how you want to authenticate. You can see that this is lighting up for me. It says preview. And then you can decide whether you want it to have off, so no two-factor authentication. Please don't do that. Then you can have always on, and then conditional. Once you put conditional, then it is the conditional access that applies the condition in effect, right? So conditional access policies evaluate the signals, and then they will either prompt or not prompt for 2FA. But for now, we want to make sure that we test it for our applications. So I'm gonna do that. So I'm gonna leave it as always on, save, and then run the flow on my, and then we're gonna use an app for it, and just test that we get prompted. So let's see what happens. Tan, tan, tan. And I was playing yesterday with my Node client there. And yeah, we want to get some access tokens for my Node server, and then run the user flow. So I need to sign in as normal with a million email addresses there. Signing in, and I should be presented with a beautiful GUI, QR code. There you go. Okay. Man, my Authenticator app is getting a lot of things that shouldn't have. So here it says, scan this QR code and click continue. you can use any method of enrollment. So I would say other. So there's personal account, there is a work and school account, and other. So I'll go with other for this one. Let's scan the QR. This is a giant QR code, by the way. Okay. It seems that they've added it. It has added it. Okay. So it's at this way down at the bottom. You can see CMAT Dev B2C, which is my current tenant, and we do have the thing working. So let's press continue, and now we can enter our code. 837632. Oh, the time is running out. Will we make it? Will this happen? And something's broken here, but it doesn't matter because it worked. And yes. Only problem with no AMR claim in ID token v2, so you can not verify if Azure AD user signing in has MFA in their AD tenant. I'll formulate a nice post for Discord though. That's a very good point. Thanks for raising that, Sankifi, because we need to add that there so we can check. And enrich the token like that. You're absolutely right. So we can prove that this works. Although this is not the nicest app to work with because it doesn't send anything. Maybe my Blazor client or test app. I think I was using that yesterday. Yeah, let's do this. Run the user flow. Hunter 2. It's our running joke here. You know, eventually it could be a Hunter 2, you know, and nobody knows about it. Okay, 2FA now. We need to provide that. So it came up without, and it changed as I was typing it. 578917. Don't copy it. And signed in. There you go. So we got a token, and you're right. There's no AMR claim. Okay, so this is working, and we're good. That was easy to set up, right? I mean, I didn't have to do anything, and because it's applied on the user flow, any application that is using the same user flow will inherit these capabilities. Now, I wanted to actually test it with a conditional access application or conditional access and then apply it to that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say conditional, and then we'll say enforce conditional access policies, right? And then, no, I wanted that there. And then we're gonna save this one. And right now, I think I have a conditional access, but it is disabled. So let's go into our conditional access. Will this work? Everyone MFAs, that's the name I've given it. We can do on, right? Save, and then, oh no, save too early. I want to change something else as well. And then we want to add the test app, if I remember correctly, because there are different things that you can configure here to enforce the policy. One of them is the cloud apps that you want to use, and then you have conditions and control selected. So let's see, which app did I select here? I think it was the Node app, which did not work as well. So let's add one more. Select apps, cloud apps, select. Can I add more? Oh, I can add more. Blazor client. It was the test app, wasn't it? CM test app, was it? Look at all these demo apps that I have here. Hopefully something is coming with cross-tenant access policy. No more double MFA. That's absolutely right. You've got double MFA now for users who already have MFA in their tenant. They won't like it, but it's sure secure. 2 MFA is better than single MFA, isn't it? Like, yeah, we should create a new term. Multi-MFA. Or does multi-factor authentication already cover it? So an article about that for B2C. I'm keeping an eye out for it. Yeah, for B2B. Yeah. Can't say anything. Can't deny or agree on that, but my silence. So let's add this one as well. So now we have 2. Node client and one more. And you can also do all client apps, which is nice. What is this one? Control selected, grant access, require multi-factor authentication. What's the difference between block access and grant access? Do we let people go through? Yeah, multi MFA, multiple MFAs. I don't know how you do it. Stayed sick. Hello, what's up? It's all good. How are you? Stayed sick? Thanks for joining us. Yeah, I'm saying multi MFA. 2 layers of MFA because 1 layer is never secure enough, right? You guys are cracking me up. Oh, I can't say guys anymore. What can I say? I can say you lot, or y'all crack me up. You friends crack me up. Or you people. You can't say you people because now people are offended. What if they're not people? You know, like, which people do you mean? How are you doing? I'm good. I'm doing well. Yeah, we're working with multi-factor authentication and conditional access and the Microsoft Authenticator app, which is now supported in Azure AD B2C. So any consumer account can benefit from it. For people that are joining now or joining late. What is the difference between block access and grant access? I suspect that we want to grant access and we want to require multi-factor authentication for everyone, right? I guess so. We'll find out very soon. Okay, so we have the everyone requires MFA, and therefore if we go back into our flows, and then we select the one that we have set up as the one that needs to have a conditional access. So here we say Authenticator, conditional, and then we do have a conditional access. And because we're going to be running this flow, hopefully we should be prompted for 2FA using our demo app, the CM test app. Yes, let's grab some access tokens as well. And then fingers crossed. Okay, let's sign in. Dun, dun, dun. Will that? Oh no. I'm a web developer from Brazil, and your explications are very nice. Thank you. Thank you, Stay Sick. Stay tuned. Now, this one did not work. That's the one that we configured so it was CM test app. That was the one, right? In the conditional access. I'm telling you, I've never done conditional access before, especially like this. So everyone MFAs. I wonder if it just, conditions, 2 apps. What are the conditions? Device, locations, filter for devices. Because it is control access based on signals, right? So risk and what have you. I wonder if that would be the case. There's a brand new article about cross-tenant access policy on tech community. Oh, nice. So this one did not work. Let's make sure that we had the right apps there. Select apps. Which one was the other one? Selected items. So that was already a selected item. Interesting. And then let's see what else. Just trying to think what else I can choose. Let's try the node one and see what happens. Yeah, thanks guys for sharing information on the chat. And for those ones that can't see it, if you're on the Microsoft Developer channel, we're also streaming on the 425, so on Twitch as well. And therefore, there's different conversations taking place at the same time. But I really value your contributions, my friends. And for those ones that may want to see it, I'm going to put it in the chat. Look at that. Can you copy it? I guess no. You need a short URL for this one. And then I love Tim's comment about MFA, multi-factor authentication, because we need 2 layers. Now I wonder if conditional access, because it's using machine learning and include. So we want to include these apps, and we want to always enable the policy. I want to make sure, that we're not missing something out. I wonder if we run the node one, what will happen if we'll get prompted for it. So back to our user flows. Make sure we have everything right. API layouts, properties. And in here we say multi-factor authentication, yes, with Authenticator up. Conditional, there's nothing in here about there's nothing in here that says which policy to enforce, because we don't want to do that. What do you think about Web3? I think it would be a solid investment in terms of decentralized application development. So not so much the artifacts like NFTs and cryptocurrencies, but since there is a lot of interest for decentralized apps, this is definitely a space that you can look at and keep your eye on. Okay, so there's nothing in here else for conditional access, and therefore we should be able to enforce it. Let's try a different app. Let's try the Node app, because that's the other one that we have as an option. So Node client, which I think is all the way at the bottom. Yeah, and then access. Not sure that we need them. Let's see what happens here. Will it present it? Damn, no, jump straight into. I wonder how we can enforce the conditional policy to always happen. Let's go back to the documentation and see what it says. Delete, I don't want to delete that. That's for MFA. Maybe we need to look at conditional access and conditional. You also need to add the conditional access to the user flows. Okay, before you begin, choose the policy type. And then throw fully configurable custom policies. Okay. Conditional access can be added to your Active Directory user flows or custom policies to manage risky sign-ins. Okay, this is the thing, right? It's risky sign-ins. Did you select all users? Oh, haha. No, I only selected app. That's a good point, Bolt. Thank you. See, I told you I'm a newbie with conditional access. So everyone MFAs. I thought 0 users, 0 workloads. All users then. Fine. Save. I'll give it one more go before I start looking into the conditional access, but I think you got it, Bolt. I think that was it. And then back to here, user flows. Yeah, newbie. Let's see. We'll use the test app because that gives us token. I still don't know why the Node app doesn't give us the token. That's interesting. Because the client app works, by the way. We can get access token. So, so it was not that. I'm not risky enough, probably. I wonder if I need to use a different user to do this. Like I should have. Yeah, you know what I mean? I think that's the problem. I wonder if we sign up. Let's do a sign up with an account I don't have. So if I go into my users, let's see which users I have here. Quite a few. Captain. Who the hell is Captain? I will remove my Gmail. Delete user. Man, I've got quite a few of them here. That one. Quite a few of them. Load more, there's more. And there's another one. Delete user. Yes. What's your occupation? You seem how data science analytics. I am not. Opening a Tor browser. Yeah, that's definitely risky. Oh, I wonder if I need to sign in from an in private window. Whoa. Windows goes, do you want to start now? Like, no. Pick a time. We'll pick a time for later. So let's do today. 8:45. There you go. That's a good time. Bye. So I've got, I think, load more. Are there any more Christuses here? No. Well, I've got some random people here. Okay. Well, okay. So let's do a sign in, and this time we'll try from an in private window. I'm stupid. We can't do that because we need to be inside B2C to authenticate. You don't just defer Windows updates until corporate policies force you to apply them. No, I restart all the time and I apply all my updates. In fact, I have some Office updates as well. I've got some Office updates. Did you turn the conditional access on as well? I did turn it on. Yeah, it's on. Let's double check. But thank you for jumping in. Don't worry about. I think KKK is LOL in Brazilian or Portuguese. Is that right? States sick. Let me know because I think different languages have different ways to denote smiling or laughing. Somebody. Yeah, I mean it's a small thing to forget, but I'm with you. Sankifi. It is on the policy. We have all the users and we have the two apps that we want to check. Am I supposed to have something different here? I mean, it should be, what's like conditional access grant. Within a conditional access can make use of access control to either grant or block access. Okay, block access. Block takes into account any assignments that prevents access based on the conditional access. It should be yielded with appropriate knowledge. Yeah, we don't want to block. We want to grant access once they pass through 2FA. It's not LOL in the UK. Yeah, it's ha 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 or hey hey hey. Yeah, been there, done that. I thought it was LOL in the UK as well. What are you saying that you don't know what LOL means in Queen's English? Require multi-factor authentication. So we want to grant access. The docs say grant access but require two-factor authentication. Yes, select. So that's right. And we have it on. What was the other one? If no condition is there, it should be applied. You mean we don't have any conditions, right? We haven't configured anything because we don't have a device requirement. I do not speak Portuguese, but I saw a TikTok somewhere about how different languages smile in text speak, if that's the right term. Maybe check with the what if tool in CA. Oh, they report only? Is that it? Report only? The what if? Or is there a different, there's a what if? Oh, I see. Oh, it doesn't seem, you can what if in, yeah, see, it's a grayed out. Well, let's see. Did we change anything? I don't think we changed anything, but we're gonna try to sign up. Tried conditional access and custom policies as well. It was very happily ignored it completely. Ooh, maybe that's some feedback that we need to take back to the team, right? So let's see. Maybe I'm doing something wrong, or maybe we're missing something, and that's why we do these things, so we can pick up that information and take it back to, how about changing to P2? That should make any difference. You either have fine, I will humor you, but you're paying my fees. Overview. Wait, I need to go back to the portal, right? Pricing tier. There. It's like, and then I'm pretty sure that you'd be laughing. Look, I'll pay for the first 50. For those of you that don't know, Azure Active Directory B2C is free for the first 50,000 users per month. Unlimited authentications. So Bolt is just pulling my leg now and messing with me by saying that he will pay for them. Okay, so it's a P2 now. Happy? If the bill arrives, then I will send you the invoice. So you know writes Portuguese, but no speak Portuguese. I don't know how to write in Portuguese either. I wish I knew. I know a little bit of French. Actually, I knew French better than I know English now, which is weird. But at some point in my life, I was able to speak fluently French and better than I could speak English. But I suspect that after speaking English for 22 continuous years, I have good understanding of the language. Not perfect, but good understanding. We have a P2. Let's go back. We may need to actually relaunch this one. I don't know if it will take effect. So open the B2C terminal. Where's my sidekick? Exactly, Hector. My sidekick is stuck in awful weather in Arizona, and therefore I'm driving solo. But it's fine. I definitely miss Shannon. I wish she was here, but it's fine. She's really focused on the stuff that she's doing, and I think she's also gonna be off from the 9th next week. So you might see me a lot more solo this week, driving stuff around and delivering sessions. Okay. So we do have, I don't think anything else will have changed in here in terms of the conditional access. And what if it's still disabled because B2C doesn't support it? Or we ignore the JP part because he abandoned us. JP who? There should be a hashtag, right? JP who? JP who? Hashtag. Or who is JP? Everyone MFAs, all the users, and 2 apps, and we have 1 control, which is grant once you go through MFA. Nothing changes here, so let's go back to our user flow. And it didn't say anything about applying the add conditional access to a user. Okay, we're here, service view. Evaluates the sign-in event and ensures that all policy requirements are met before granting the user access. During this evaluation phase, the conditional access service evaluates the signals collected by identity protection. So there is some logic that happens behind the scenes to see whether conditional access needs to be applied. The question is, how do we get, you can check the user risk, say in the risky users report. How do we make it so that, test your user flow. That's exactly what we're doing. To simulate the risky, open the Tor browser. Oh, look at that. I don't think that Bolt was messing with us when he said it. Let's open the Tor browser. Honey, we need to download that? God. Fine. We need to click in living and add it to JP exit. Yes. So if MSIT comes and asks, why do you have Tor running on your machine? Then I can blame it on you. In fact, let's stop this one. Stop, I said. Let's go back to here. Let's copy that, and then we're gonna open a sandbox. Windows Sandbox. If you haven't used Sandbox, it's pretty awesome. Is required to create risky. What? Where did you see that? So it's good that you upgrade the test. Did it say that in the docs and I didn't see it? Let's go back. I don't see that. Okay, I need to find it. Let's say P2. Anywhere. Pricing tier. Oh, wow, okay. Someone's reading the docs. Azure AD B2C Premium P2 is required to create risky sign-in policies. Can create a policy that is based on location, application, user-based or group-based policies. Oh, did they apply more policies into the B2C now? So if I go into our conditional access, we can change the conditions. So everyone MFAs. That's very interesting. By the way, this is our beautiful sandbox where we're going to be installing under pricing tier. Yeah, I saw that. Is there a Windows version for the Authenticator app? As in a Windows desktop? I think there is, but I haven't used it. I think Shannon was trying to use it when we're doing our VC stuff, the verifiable credential. But let's see, Microsoft Authenticator. Authenticator maybe. 2FA. Oh, interesting. I wonder if there's a beta that you can use. No, there isn't a desktop one. Wouldn't it be fine if all these problems were caused by eventual consistency? That would be tragic, not funny. So what is under conditions that we have more options now? Oh, look at that, sign-in risk, more. Likelihood that the sign-in is coming from someone other than the user. Risk level can be high, medium, or low. Oh, look at that. I think there was an auth app for Windows in the past, but not anymore. We can definitely ask Shannon the next time that we see her, because she was trying to simulate that, but she did mention that certain things were not working as expected. So yeah, and I suspect that we have more capabilities here. But since we now have a Tor browser that we can simulate things, let's go. Let's go. Let's download all the things. So MSID can't come and say anything because we're just downloading stuff in a sandbox, and then we will wipe it from the face of the earth. And in the meantime, let's go and too many windows open. This one is still downloading. But yeah, we can, I suspect that we can change that to be what? Select the sign-in risk level for this policy. So we want to say that everything is high. Configure sign-in risk to apply to policy. So everything is high, and therefore we apply it to everything. Funny how those pricing tiers are including features that are free on AWS, IAM, and Cognito. This is a very valid feedback. Brave Cobra, I appreciate that. I do not set pricing, and therefore it's very hard for me to justify why they do it. But I agree. If we want to create competitive products, we need to be able to compete on pricing as well. But is Cognito free for 50,000 users? And does it support consumer accounts? But Tor should be immediately high. Yeah, no, it will only apply if it finds your risk at that level. Okay. So if I say no risk, what happens if I say no risk bold? Like everyone is no risk, never applies it. And if I say everything is, so select the sign-in risk level this policy will apply to. I can say low, right? So with low, a lot more false positives will happen. Is that right? I guess. Or more people will be picked for checks. It will apply to everyone with a status of no risk. So more or less everyone. Or no risk and above. So technically everyone, right? So we're not changing that. We're not changing the user risk. We're only going to, what were we doing? No, I got sidetracked. Oh yeah, we're opening it in Tor. Yeah. Because it couldn't be riskier than Tor. Open file. English. God, there's like a little bit of a anti-aliasing happening here. It's blurry. Yeah, free tier incognito for 50,000 K MAU. Perfect. Well, thank you for the feedback. I will make sure I feed it back. Yeah, I think it will apply to everyone with no risk. Then allow everyone low to high in. No, I think it's like the minimum that will apply to. It's too much for my tiny brain. I think it's like it's almost like logging, right? You want to log everything, and then you start at debug, or you start at info, or you start at error, right? So it is anything above a specific level will go up, and therefore no, run, yes. Let's see what happens. I've never used the Tor browser before. You guys using it? Are you using it daily? You might have another policy for load high. Yeah, that's right. You could have another policy. So is this running on Azure? I guess, or Chromium. Chromium, right? I was surprised to find custom roles need premium P1. Again, free on IAM for AWS. I feel you, Brave Cobra. Again, I'm not here for pricing. I mean, as much as I would like to, free for everyone, I cannot enforce this. All right, let's go back to our B2C tenant and grab the URI. So here we want user flows, and then we want to say this one, and we want to say run user flow, and then we want to use the CM demo, CM test app, grab the tokens, and then run the user flow. Grab the URI here. and then open it in our beautiful Tor browser and see what happens. Pam, 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 pam. It's thinking about it. Oh, I didn't like it. It did not like this. Not connected. Why does it say not connected? Just thinking about it. Huh. URL as Earl? No, man, come on. Always connect automatically. Tor routes, traffic. Oh, I need to connect first. Oh, I see. I never used it before, so again, you have to forgive me. So now I'm finding an exit route, right? Or an exit node. And now we're connected. Oh, there you go, loaded. Cool. It remembered the URI. So it's christos.matskas@outlook.com, and then, you know, if you press tab, it goes to forgot password, and then it takes you to the password. I wrote a blog post about how to fix the order of tabs in here. So let's sign in. Am I a risky user? If it lets me in now, it will be funny. Okay, cool. It prompted us. This is where we see the FBI bursting in the background. Yeah. Okay. And I will always explain that Bolt told me to do so. It was Bolt's fault. That will definitely fly as defense, right? 400 739. I could change my IP address, I guess, or I could pretend that, or I could use a VPN to connect from Germany or somewhere in Europe and therefore simulate. Man, this is slow. Is Tor always this slow? Okay, it's back. It's back and it worked, and we got our tokens and everything is working. Okay, so we were able to simulate both situations. What is your preferred option? I mean, if it's just for one app or if it's just for one sign-in policy, then I would say that instead of using conditional access, you could, but do you still need a P2 for that one? I don't think you need a P2 for using torrent to simulate, or is that what it said under pricing? It said Azure AD is required to create a risky sign-in policies. You can create a policy that's based on location. I think we can go back to P1 and still be able to simulate that through Tor, right? Let's put it to test. Because I'm a cheapskate. I think it was just a caching problem. You think so? No. Oh, you think as in it remembered? We could try incognito mode. You're right. So we change the tier. Hopefully it applied. Okay, and then I'm going to close this, and then we're going to open that, and then we'll use the I prefer free as well. There you go. And then we're going to connect, and we'll open it in private mode. And yeah, so TeamStalk says based because you didn't configure any risk, and Tor should make a difference. Based on an active MFA session. Good shout out. Yeah, I was already signed in, and there were cast credentials. I prefer free as well, says Brave Cobra. Who doesn't prefer free? For those ones that join us right now, we are testing conditional access and two-factor authentication with a Microsoft Authenticator app on Azure Active Directory B2C. So Azure Active Directory B2C allows you to build authentication and authorization in your applications using consumer accounts. Thanks for all the follows, RGRaz11, and then Yokomo, because J in certain languages is pronounced as yo. And thanks for all the follows on the 45 show channel as well. Back to the P1. We are in P1 now. And then we're going to test the user flow, but this time we're going to use a private window. Let's run the user flow. We're going to use our test app, and then that's fine. And then we want to grab some access tokens, and then we're going to grab this and put it in a private window. See what happens. Let's see if our conditional access kicks in. Oh, it did. It did. So you don't need P2, which is a good lesson. 959,888. We don't need a P2, and we just need to simulate risky access by using a private window or a VPN or something else. But Tor worked as well. But there are certain features with P2 that you need for like creating risky conditions in your conditional access. Yeah, hey. This means that any application now should benefit from that. Should we try it? We got 12 minutes. Let's see what we have in our arsenal of applications. So terminal. Why wouldn't it trigger the MFA? Because there were some cache credentials somewhere. So when we're using the standard browser that was popping up, we already had some cache credentials, and a 2MFA was remembered. I wonder if that code could be used within the 30 seconds. Like, could I stream snipe your auth code? You could stream snipe the auth code, but then again, I could wait for like 2 seconds before the code restarts, before I press the enter, and therefore you won't be able to snipe me. How about that? You know what I would really love to see in B2C? FIDO keys. Who's with me? Hey, Nilecrack. Yeah, suddenly there is a 30-second delay. This is not live anymore. There's a 30-second delay, and we buff all the. I've never used my FIDO key. You know what? If you haven't used your FIDO key, then you're missing out, because FIDO keys are awesome. I wonder if we should give some of them away for. Got one, got another one, got another one. So this one has NFC as well. This one is a standard YubiKey, and it works both on desktop and the phone. This one only works on desktop because it's a full USB, whereas this one is a USB-C and iPhone. I call it Yubi-Doodoo. Yes. I keep losing your FIDO keys? Oh, God. No, you don't want to lose your FIDO keys, and you need backup keys. I also have another NFC YubiKey. Check this out. It's pretty awesome, right? Like tap it, NFC. But I don't have a way to test it. And if you are interested in, oh, look at that. Also have this one, which is pretty cool as well. This is a USB-C one. And it lights up. And it has a button on the back, so you can actually interact with it. You need to interact with it, otherwise it doesn't work. You need to have the button. Okay. But yeah, YubiKeys on B2C would be awesome. Let me now see if I have any apps that are still running and they haven't expired and they can benefit from this policy. But you can do FIDO on B2C with custom policies. I know you can, but I would like to get it for free, as in I would like to get it from user flows. But I see what you're saying. Custom policies are super powerful. It's just how much appetite do you have for that? Hey, Asperos, thanks for following. That's awesome. I want someone else to do it for me. Well, as developers, we are lazy. Why not get all that for free? Like, I get MFA for free, right? I get MFA with the Authenticator app, or I get MFA with other things, because I don't have to actually build it. So CB projects, because it's there. That's what we want. Make it easy for people. The easier it is to use and adopt, the easier will be for everyone to implement more robust security. So somewhere around here I have something like B2C and some B2C demos, but the question is which one is the one I can use. Minimal API with B2C. So we'll try this one. I'm still pondering what we're trying to test here. You have a diagram of the user flow we're testing here. I don't have a diagram, but we tested the Microsoft Authenticator app with setting it directly into the user flow. So if we go back here, I think that's a private window. We don't want that anymore. I've got too many windows over here. Rental cars, no, we don't want that. I think I need this. So in here, in our user flow, there's a property section where you can set always on and set the Authenticator app. And that will always prompt users for 2FA, which will probably be my preferred option, considering that we don't have to pay for it. And then can have a conditional access that applies MFA based on certain conditions. So it's totally up to you how you want to go about it. I'm still a little bit torn about which one I would use, but I would prefer to set it on here and say always on, and therefore avoid the conditional access because certain things may slip through. Now all we need to get is multi-tenant AD connections with user flows, so I don't have to use a custom policy. You keep banging that drum and then eventually it will happen, you know? I will happily take this back to the division to let them know that people are looking for it. The more people vote and the more people talk about things, the bigger the chances for us to implement them. So thanks for the feedback. Right, back to the app, which I have no idea if it's going to work, but let's try it out. So in here, we'll do cd minimal API with B2C, unless, and then code. The instructions in my MS doc are too similar. I was surprised I couldn't set it up. Oh. So we can add Microsoft Authenticator in our user login flow. Yes, Asperos, that's what we're showing now. And hopefully we have this. Should be running. Let's see that we have the settings here correct. B2C 1 SUSI, that's the one that we have our policies applied to. I did not want to do that. I wanted to open the existing window, which is B2C1 SISU. SISU or SUSI? SISU? SISU. So that's the wrong one. SISU. SISU. And yeah, and it's in preview, by the way. But yeah, you can add it. SISU. So that should work. And then we need a client for it. And we'll use standard client. We got 5 minutes. Can we do it? Can we do it? Done and run. We probably need to create that ugly .NET 6 program CS index. I'll try to ignore it. Why? What's wrong with .NET 6? What's wrong with .NET 6? Now I feel hurt. Why? Yeah, Ball's like, let's go, let's do it. So Thunder client, and then what are the endpoints that we're hitting? It's weather forecast. Okay. It's weather forecast. I don't think I have one. Volcanoes, credential types. Oh, that was me testing other things. Let's do a new request. HTTPS, localhost 5001. And then I think we have, what do we say we have? We have weather forecast, which will return some dummy data. And then that should give us a 401, which is right. That's exactly what we're expecting to get. Almost 2. Oh God, I need to fill in all these now. We might have to spill into a few extra minutes. So we have back here. We do have an app registration somewhere. Yes. And we do have minimal API, hopefully somewhere. God, I wish there was more space here. Minimal API .6 client. There you go. We have something. Application ID. Let's grab that baby. Client ID here. We'll need a client secret. And you guys promised not to dox me, right? Right? Can I hear you? Yes. I never liked top-level syntax. Well, you don't have to use top-level syntax. This is just syntactic sugar. Don't forget to add the client ID to the CA policy. Oh, yeah, that's a good point. So I've used under client before, apparently. That's a good thing because it will return the token where it needs to be. So I've changed that to be 1 day, but I will delete that afterwards. Yeah, I agree. I agree, Brave Cobra, but again, you don't have to use it if you don't want to, right? So here we have the client secret. Let's go and grab the scope. That beautiful scope, the long scope over there, as you can see. Let's put it over here. And then now we need the endpoints. And then the endpoints, the easiest way to get them is through here. That's what I do. Token, copy the right things to the right place. Token URL. And then we need to change the policy name to be B2C _1 _ SISU, right? We said SISU, get me right. The old templates are gone. Are they? The new syntax relies on compiler magic, and that doesn't agree with me. Off to a meeting. Thanks, Sean. You can catch the rest of the recording in the usual place on our GitHub repository. Definitely not a GitHub repository. It's on YouTube. Did I have a long day today? I probably did. Started early. Okay. Here. And then we have one more thing to do. As Bol said, B2C _1 _ SISU. And before we go and grab, what's the problem here? Well, application doesn't exist. Obviously it doesn't exist. Okay, so the last thing we need to do is apply this GUID. Yeah, it's not a different discussion. It's like 10 a.m. over here. No, it's midday. What are you talking about? I've been working for a long time. Spent 7 hours in meetings today. Could classify them as a long day. Yeah, I agree. I had an hour meeting, which was more than enough, and then doing work, which I truly enjoy. So I am grateful for that. Let's go to our conditional access and add this beautiful application into there. So everyone MFAs, we want that, and then we want to say, I want my app, which should be select apps, select, we need to add the Blazor. Or it's minimal, right? Minimal, it's not Blazor, minimal. Minimal API .6 client, select. Depends if you can camera off and snooze. That's a very good point. If you were snoozing behind the scenes, then yeah, okay, I'm just kidding. I know that you guys are working really hard. So that should be there. And therefore, when we try to get a token, we should be prompted for 2FA. Let's see. I think we have everything right. We'll find out in a second when it fails in our face. That is definitely what I was expecting to happen. Oh yeah, what? What was that? That was like super weird. Okay. What happened in our Thunder client? Authorization, we have the right thing here. It was sushi, right? So user flows and SISU. Make sure that we have SISU here. It's SISU and it should be SISU. Yes. Let's just make sure that our application has the right redirect URI. Application registrations and then minimal. Can you all deploy this with Terraform? Deploy the what? That's a feature, not a bug. Authentication. That should be right. Let's remove this for now. Save. We still only have this one. And then let's run it again. Error. Redirect mismatch. Description, the redirect URI, client. Am I using the wrong? Let me see. I think I'm using the minimal.NET 6 client. Clients are secrets. XP8. XP8, that's right. The overview that is 8B4. 8B4, that's right. That was the redirect URI, wasn't it? This configuration, you mean for the conditional access stuff? It's mainly for the layout feature. I'd even heard of Power Toys. Yeah, Power Toys are pretty cool. Although I tried to use them a few times, the Power Toys, and I don't get them. So authentication. Oh, I think there was something different here. Save. And we don't want implicit grant. No, thank you. Save. Disable and save. I think that URL was wrong, by the way. So all hail, full error messages. Sometimes it takes a couple of seconds for things to... We're good. Dun, dun, dun. Yes. Worked. Okay, let's do this baby and then call our API. Or multi-factor authentication, right? Just kidding. So 1 second left. Will it work? I don't know if it will accept. There goes your sniping bolt. There was 1 second left for that. And the token should be here now. Yes. Send. What did you not like? Ooh, interesting. We got a 401. Huh. Why? Why are you denying me? It's not it says invalid token error. The issuer is invalid. What? Am I using... Why would the issuer be invalid? What are you talking about, B2C? Oh, you know what the problem is? Okay, let me see. I need to check the configuration again. Do I have some weird... There's some weird setting in the settings. Schema dev, client ID, SLink DFP, B2C1, SISU. The FTP one? No, that should be right. The TFP one, you mean, right? The issuer includes the policy name by default, I think. So what, we need to add the issuer name? Nothing has changed. The policy name by default. Oh, you mean we need to add it in the instance? I think I came across this one before. So what? Add it here? Do you not just need to switch the issuer in the policy configuration? Oh, is that it? I've never changed it though. Oh, you know what? I was using a different policy before. Let's see what's different. Here, I was using a different policy. I was using the SUSI one, not the SISU. SUSI. Okay. So under properties, I think you're right. We have a Where was it? Domain there. Let's see TFP though. Had a problem today as well. Added Azure without policy name to Power Apps portal and it wasn't having it. So we need to add the policy number here, like this. And say, oh, no. Discard, not this one. Yeah, it is the Sisu one. You're right. Sisu. Yes. Wait a minute, this one already has it. Maybe I need to remove it. Save. Run again. Okay. Yeah. So now if we go back to our app, we should need to get a new token. We should just be able to call it from here, send. Or is it? No. What? Yes. I'm in a very different version of there. Where did that come from? Get data? Get graph data? Where there? Oh, it's in the new request. God, I was like, what the hell is this? We might need to get a new token, I guess. Generate token. Yeah. Will it remember? It did remember. So we have a different token now. Let's close this one and then let's go back to code here and send. Shit. Still says, I wonder, oh, you know what? Maybe I need to restart. Just let's confirm we're using Sisu here, right? Sisu. And the one that we changed was the Sisu, yeah. But yeah, obviously we changed the, maybe have a look here. Okay, so that's there. It's happening. Yeah, done. Okay, that worked. That was it. Interesting. When you actually need to use Azure without a TFP. Well, that is done. We were able to use two-factor authentication for our APIs and use it with conditional access and without conditional access and set it all up. Perfect. And I appreciate everyone for helping out with feedbacks and comments and questions and asking me for feature requests. This is great. I love the interaction. We will be back on Thursday. And I know that today we had promised to announce the Hackathon winners. If you took part in the hackathon, then stay put. We had an insane amount of submissions coming in, and therefore we had to take a few more days to find the winners. But we will be announcing the winners on Thursday. Hopefully we'll have a couple people from the decentralized identity team to help me out with the winners. And I look forward to seeing you all on Thursday at 8 a.m. Pacific. I might do a couple of other streams ad hoc here and there to maybe continue building our 45 show website. Sorry, rebuilding and removing all the other things. And stay tuned for ad hoc and scheduled streams. And I appreciate everyone. Thanks, Bolt. Thank you, Sankifi. I look forward to see what you build with your conditional access. Make sure to follow us on Discord. So Discord, I will put here the URL. And I will copy that across to our Microsoft developer channel. And then we're going to jump onto a raid. Let's see who we can raid today. I can't see from here. So let's see if I have anyone in my schedule. Oh, we got Chris and Bold Bearded Builder and Rockstar. Which one? And Visual Studio as well. They're all streaming. Which one do you want to go to? They're all good choices. So you got 5 seconds, let me know. We got Visual Studio, CM Griffin, who did the DID stuff for us last week, Bold Bearded Builder, and Rockstar. You leave it to me. Okay, in that case, I'm going to take you all to Visual Studio. Let's keep the theme going. Thanks, everyone. Let's start the raid there, and then let's start the raid here. Visual Studio. I wonder what they're doing today. Getting ready to raid in now, and in 4 seconds here. Stay safe, everyone.